Hey, hey, hey. Time for another Out of This World story from our space. 4 days. It's been 4 days since we got back from vacation. 4 days since we walked into your apartment to find he had been staying there all weekend. His clothes scattered about, empty beer cans, like he had a party. He slept in our bed, laid on our couch, was in our safe, our bubble, our lives, our relationship. Now I'm sitting here, staring at my dinner, watching it go cold. You're probably with him making him dinner. I can't watch anything without thinking of you. You watch our shows with him. I see it on our shared Netflix account. You shameless watch with him. I can't stop thinking about you. You probably don't even think of me. I can't sleep at night, and if I do, I just dream of you. You probably cuddle him every night. It's been 4 days since you broke me into pieces. 6 years gone, thrown away. F you. Update. Why do they play games? If your only response to this is to call me stupid or some crap, move the F on. Clearly, I freaking know I put myself in this. So, this follows my 4 days post. Sorry for the long post, but I could really use some answers. I'm just generally confused at this point. I feel like I have to make this clear. I'm not mad or sad or anything. Zero feelings of wanting her. I don't care about her. This past Monday, my cheating significant other reached out to me saying they want to apologize and fix it. I tell them I have zero interest and I don't want to talk to them. She says she will do whatever it takes to change things and she just wants me back in her life. She persists on like this for a couple of more days. Wednesday comes around and she asks if I want to do dinner. I say yes, it would be good to talk. I have a ton of questions I know I won't get answers to, but being able to tell her to her face just how bad she messed up would make me feel better. Wednesday evening comes around, we have plans for 6:30. The last text I got from her that evening was at 5 p.m. and she proceeds to ghost me that evening. Don't hear a thing, but I'm not worried. She's wasting her own time by doing this. I didn't reach out to her about reconciliation, so I don't care about being ghosted. Thursday, the next day, comes and she calls me that morning to apologize for ghosting me. Something happened with the dude she cheated on me with and she needed to handle it. I ask, why are you even talking to me if you're still with him? Her response, because I love you. I want us. I want to fix it. I hang up the phone, lay down and try to sleep. She blows my phone up begging me to have lunch and I give in just so she can stop. We have lunch. She begs for me to go over that night. I tell her no. She's just going to ghost me again and I'm not wasting my time. She promises it won't happen. Thursday night comes around and guess what? Ghosted again. Now I'm just confused and a little frustrated, so I go to my friend's house. My friend tells me she's just trying to boost her ego. She just wants to see if I'll stay around. I agree with her and we drop the topic. End of events for Thursday. So now Friday, yesterday, is when things get super confusing. She calls me yesterday morning and is crying, begging for another chance. I'm just upset that she wasted my time for the last week. I have no feelings of sadness or a feeling of wanting her. I tell her that, and she cries even harder. She begs to go to dinner and says she'll meet me right after work. I agree because the spot she picked is delicious, and if she didn't show up, I was still going to enjoy a nice meal. But to my surprise, she actually shows up. We talk. She cries for at least 20 minutes, and then says she wants to just have one night to ourselves. One night to talk and see if there's any feelings left. I'm an idiot and think it's a good idea. So we get in our cars and start off for her place. She calls me and asks me to stop to get some wine. She knows I love wine and I agree to get some, so I stop at the store real quick. This is where the confusing part happens. I pull up to her apartment and her car isn't parked where it usually is. I think to myself, strange, but maybe she just took a different route home? I drive around the corner to park where I usually parked because it faces the street, and her car is there, parked next to the car of the dude she cheated on me with. They were both inside, just hanging out, I assume. I drive off and call her, and shocker, she sends me to voicemail. I'm confused and just drive off. Go to my friend's house to talk about what just happened, and even she is confused. So I come to you all bearing one question. Why did she invite me back to just ghost me? I know she's going to hit me up on Monday begging and apologizing, but seriously, why would she invite me back to her house just to ignore me? Any insight would be appreciated. You want some advice? You'll get some from Nihilophile. Why does Lucy pull away the football every single time that idiot Charlie Brown falls for her? This time is different. Power, sadism. She's proving to herself she still has you, and you are proving to her she still has you, even after fracturing your tailbone. Update. Dating and having flashbacks and memories. So I recently started dating. Very recently. Started actually meeting people last week. But we have been talking via social media for a couple of weeks. I had a couple dates and it felt nice to put myself back out there. It's nice to sit across from someone and feel a connection when you look into their eyes. To talk and sort of feel safe. That little feeling of excitement when you receive a text and see it's from them. It all feels nice. But I can't stop thinking about my ex. Not in a way of missing her. I definitely don't miss her. But when I'm talking to this new girl and we laugh about things, I can't help but remember my ex used to laugh at this too. Or she absolutely hated this. The thought lasts for maybe a second or two, and then I'm back in the present. But it's been happening frequently where I'll be texting this new girl or her, and I am hanging out, and I have these quick flashbacks. Does this happen to anyone else? I don't miss my ex. I don't want her back. She threw away years for some dude who is a recovering addict, who failed out of trade school and works at Wingstop part-time. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but compared to where I am in my life, she definitely downgraded. It's just strange that when I'm doing something, she can just pop into my head real quick. I don't know. Just looking for advice or others' personal stories if anyone else goes through this as well. Update. Feel myself slipping. So this is more of a post looking for support. This subreddit has gotten me through the worst pain I've ever endured, and when I look back on how I was a month ago, I know I've progressed. I can think about the situation, and yes, it still hurts, but not as bad. I think I'm getting to a healthy place after being betrayed. But lately, I have felt myself slipping back. The last couple of nights, in particular, have been rough. I've been dreaming of my ex, and seeing her in my dreams has affected me. The mornings have been rough again. I still try to do my routine of getting up, making breakfast, working out, and then going to work. Life in general has been tough. Had to hospitalize a very close family member this past week, and I'm not sure if they'll ever leave the hospital. It's not COVID related, but still scary. The stress has brought out some feeling that I need to talk to her because in the past, she was there for me. I know she doesn't care, and maybe that's making me want to talk to her more. I know she would have sympathy, but I know she wouldn't provide any actions to show me she cares. It would all be words, and after being betrayed, her words don't matter to me. I thought I was doing well, but now I'm at work typing up this post, praying it actually even makes sense. I can usually listen to music or something and get out of this headspace, but having dreams of her 2 nights in a row has made me wary of myself. I can do this, I think. I'll make it. I'm better without her. I just wish she didn't do this. But here we are. Thanks for reading this if anyone did. Also, it's snowing here. We would always watch Christmas movies when it snowed and wear pajamas. I guess it's just me tonight. Update. She's a narcissist. So I've been posting here since the summer, dealing with the same problem. I went no contact with her since my last posting here. I was doing well, picking up the pieces and finding myself again. It's crazy how you lose yourself in a relationship, especially one that you realize was extremely toxic. Monday was my birthday. Due to major family things going on, moving, hospitalizations, I was just going to have dinner with my parents. We ate and then continued to pack up the house. I get a notification on my watch and I see her number go across it with a text. All it said was, "Happy birthday, miss you, wish I was there with you to celebrate." So me being the dumbass that I am, I say, thanks, and that apparently opened the door for her to contact me. She wanted to reconcile and talk. I agreed. She invited me over to talk, and after much back and forth about it, I reluctantly go. We speak much of the night and actually are having a good time. Seems like old times. Seemed like us, I guess. It was a feeling I hadn't felt in a while, and I know it wasn't the champagne. But then there was a knock on the door. Her face tries to hide the, "Oh crap," panic, and she feigns a sense of confusion. She tells me to ignore it, and I do. But then the knock happens again, and this time, it's persistent. She goes to the door and tells me to stay at the table, but I already knew who it was. Her affair partner, or I guess technically now her boyfriend, was at the door. I could hear them arguing about him not being at his parents'. I guess he lives there, and she managed to hide any sign of him in the apartment. I grabbed my crap and left. I hopped in my car, drove home, drank more champagne, watched YouTube, and passed out. We didn't talk until today when she wanted to meet up and explain. I gave her 10 minutes during my lunch break. We started talking and she starts to explain how she's confused and torn between the two of us. I tell her to cut me out of it, that I don't want to be an option, and to get out of my car. The next phrase she said had me floored. "That's why I cheated on you. You never seem to care and I always have to hurt you to make you care." She's a narcissist. A full-blown freaking narcissist. I just stared at her and asked her to explain, and she just kept gaslighting and blaming me for her bad decisions. She kept saying she's not a bad person, just confused. If I hadn't been so distant lately, he wouldn't have been living there. So I got blamed for her cheating and lying all in one quick conversation. But wait, it gets frickin' better. She's texting me angrily a couple minutes after our little meeting, and she says, "Want to see some porn?" She frickin' said that, and I wish she sent it so I could have them both locked the F up. She's a narcissist. I don't know her anymore. F her. Our first reaction comes from a deleted user. Send messages to the new boyfriend and tell him, "I guess I'm the affair partner now. Good luck." Next thought comes from D-Save. Yes, that's pretty toxic behavior, and hilarious that she tells the affair partner to leave, clears his stuff so she can try to get you back, and he shows up to sabotage that. Just completely hilarious. I know it wasn't funny at the time, but geez, how incompetent. Update. Choosing indifference. Well, I'm back again, but this time, I think I handled it well. I think I did it right. I'm proud of myself. If you've seen any of my posts, you'll know that I left a very toxic situation, and I will admit I didn't do myself any favors by going to see her anytime she asked to chat. And if you haven't, you can see all my prior posts. But today is starting different, and I'm proud of myself. So it's currently 10:30 a.m. as I type this at my desk. Only been at work for 2 hours, and I've already had my whirlwind. My cheating ex is currently living with the dude she cheated on me with. Go figure. This is important because it highlights how freaking narcissistic she is. She called my work phone this morning from a burner number and demanded to know who I was talking to. I guess she's been stalking my social media and saw my posts about the new girl I've been seeing. She said she needed to know who she was or she would do something to get back at me, which is confusing first off because what did I do for you to get back at me? I tell my ex that she makes no sense. Since this is a situation created by her and without her cheating, we wouldn't be here. She goes on demanding, and instead of getting worked up, I hang up the phone. Now this is where things take a turn. She texts my cell phone from said burner number, tells me to check her Twitter. She has posted a nude photo I sent her years ago, and instead of getting upset, I chose to be indifferent. I simply took a screenshot, edited it so my package wasn't visible, and sent it to all her family members. I also sent them all a screenshot of the revenge porn laws in my state and told them what she had done. Now, her family always has her back, which I can't get upset about because it's family, and that's what family is for. But to not get a response from them was interesting. Until she sent me a text basically yelling at me for telling her family what she had done. And all I said was, "That sucks." I went back to her page and checked again, or at least tried to because she has since deactivated her account. How freaking up your own butt do you have to be to do this and then still blame someone else? She then began to yell text me about how it's my fault this happened because I'm talking to done herpes-infested skank. I simply replied, "Who are you living with though?" I feel good because I chose to be indifferent to her actions, didn't let her get under my skin, didn't let her get me angry. I took the power back today, and it feels amazing. I'm going to treat myself to a nice lunch and enjoy the posts over in Wall Street Bets. The girl I'm talking to is coming over tonight to watch The Mandalorian, and we might even cook together. It's weird how good I'm feeling after this, but I feel great. It took months to get here, but I finally am seeing the better side of things. Thank you all who read this and have been seeing my other posts. Today is a W. Update. Choosing indifference. Update. Oh boy. Here we go again. I've come to love-hate posting here. You all have become a family in a way that I know will always give me the best advice. I appreciate you all so very much. Now here's my update. It may seem long, but I promise it's worth the read. So after she posted that picture of my Johnson and I responded by choosing indifference towards my cheating ex, I went on with my life. I did contact the police department that night and spoke to an officer who let me know how criminal proceedings would go if I chose to file a report and press charges. I slept on it. Wasn't sure if I wanted to press charges or just turn my back on it completely and file for a restraining order. I decided the former over the latter and contacted the police department that morning. Due to the nature of the report, they said they would have to send an officer out to me so they could take a report in person. I called them around 10:30 a.m. and they never showed up. So I figured I'd let it go and not bother with it till the new year. Christmas comes and goes. Nothing crazy about it besides drinking way too much champagne and watching Elf about 4 times. The weekend ends and Monday morning comes. This is when the first interesting thing happens. I get a call from a mutual friend of ours who won't be named. I trust this person 10,000%. Never once seen them start drama. They prefer to stay in the little bubble, the naturally shy and quiet type. I get a call from them on Monday morning saying, "I know she's trying to get back with you, and I know she's trying to keep him in her life. I don't want you to be trapped or anything, so I figured I would let you know she's pregnant." Well, that's one way to start the day. Didn't need coffee after that adrenaline rush. I always knew she wanted a baby, but I never thought it would come from her cheating. I won't lie, I thought the situation was hilarious. We converse for a couple more minutes about it. I say thank you for telling me, then I hang up the phone. I go about my day. I have a short week due to New Year's, so I just work and work. New Year's happens, and New Year's Day I decide to go out of town with the new girl I've been seeing. We drive to our destination and have a lovely time. Truly amazing, honestly. I felt so relaxed and comfortable, and I tweeted about the vacation the entire time. We get back into town Sunday night, spend the night together again, and then we both go to work in the morning. I get to my office, load up my email, and guess what I find? An email from my ex. "Hey, I tried texting you. I guess I'm blocked. Anyway, Happy New Year. I hope 2020 gives you everything you want and more. Hope you enjoyed your vacation." I read that and put that thing where it belongs, in the trash folder. I have been successful going no contact for this long, not letting some stupid bait email ruin that. And that's all for my update. At least I thought it would be the end. Then today happened. I get a call from the same friend. She told me something and it truly made me sad. My ex had been in the hospital over the weekend because she tried to kill herself, and I guess she messed up her leg so bad she needed to stay. Once again, I trust this friend 10,000%. I knew karma would get her, but I don't know how to feel right now. I've been thinking about it all day. Do I reach out to her? I haven't, and I sort of don't want to, but I feel like I should. Any advice would be helpful. If you read all of this, thank you. TLDR, found out Christmas my cheating ex is pregnant with baby from dude she cheated with. Found out today she was in the hospital over the weekend because she tried to kill herself. What do I do? One quick response from Terser78 before moving on to the update. No, stay no contact. There's nothing there for you but pain and suffering. Everything is an effort to get your attention. If she had not been insane, you could have reached out. But due to her terrible behavior, it's a bad idea. Plus, you need to worry about fidelity in your new relationship. Don't go down the same path as her. Status quo. Let other people take care of her. If you value your recovery, ask the friend to quit giving you updates on her. It's unhealthy and delays your recovery. Update. How to stop the triggers. Sup everyone, I'm back, but this time I'm seeking advice. You can scroll down my post history, but this post isn't as closely related to the others. This one is more about me seeing things every day that trigger me. Also, WandaVision spoilers ahead. I know it's strange, but I don't want to ruin anything for anyone. Last night, I was watching WandaVision with the girlfriend. We got to the episode where she's pregnant with the twins and I got so triggered. I didn't let my girlfriend know. I didn't show any emotion. I just kept telling myself, it's a show, and kept my cool. The reason I became so upset is because they looked so happy and it made me think of my ex and the person she cheated on me with, her baby daddy. Shocker, the relationship didn't last, but that child is forever. For those who are confused, she cheated on me back in June. I found out she was pregnant around Christmas. Found out a week later they were no longer together. It made me think, are they that happy? If they are, why? Humans are selfish by nature, but why, how could someone be happy knowing they destroyed someone else? I'm still so full of emotion, but it only seems to present itself at random times like this. How do you stop the triggers? I am finding a therapist, just gotta find someone within my insurance network. Sorry if this didn't make sense or was low quality. I'm just burnt. Thank you for reading this. We have a quick reaction from KitP88. I don't think you can stop triggers, only learn to cope with them. Talking about them and distracting yourself from them can be helpful. Avoidance never works. Update. Feeling disgusting, happy, and conflicted. As the post says, this is how I feel. The reason why may be a little different than the normal post, but I started my journey on this sub almost 2 years ago, and I'm going to continue it here. So here we go. Quick background. Ex-girlfriend cheated on me in June of 2020. I went into crazy depressive state, tried to get her back, and only got played again. Congrats, I played myself. Thanks, DJ Khaled. She monkey branched for a while, months really, chose him after I did the pick me dance, got pregnant, I started dating someone else a few months later, and they had a baby in August of 2021. All up to speed? Cool. The reason I'm here today is a little different. I was with one of my friends a couple days ago. We were hanging out and talking, and out of nowhere, he says, "Hey, did you know your ex's baby's in the hospital?" I ask why. He shows me a Facebook post about the baby having something wrong with its head, random swelling and the sort. Baby has been in the hospital for a week or so, and has had multiple tests done. I stop, because I feel a mixture of emotions, and that's why I'm here. I'm disgusted with myself, because a major part of me was thinking, good, that's what they deserve. But I know deep down that is so wrong of me. That child, even though it's a product of infidelity, didn't choose to be part of that, and has done nothing to me. Not a dang thing. It didn't choose to be born by them. That baby didn't do me any harm, so I shouldn't be cold like that. But the other part of me wants my ex to suffer, and I didn't really feel any sort of sympathy for them. If she hadn't done what she did, the baby wouldn't exist. I'm disgusted and sickened with myself over this internal conflict. Just needed to get that off my chest. I'm talking to my therapist about this later today, but I just had to get it out somewhere. If it makes me a piece of trash, I understand that. I'm just trying to let go of this negativity, and every time I feel like I'm close, it pops back up. If you read this, I appreciate it. I want the child to be okay. They don't deserve to be going through this. But I'm happy my ex is suffering. I don't know. Edit. Thank you to everyone who responded to this. Sometimes emotions don't really make sense, and even though I'm in a much better place than D-Day almost 2 years ago, crazy to even realize how long it's been, I'm so lucky to be able to come here and talk about what's going on. You all are amazing humans. Thank you for your support. I hope you all have an amazing week, month, year, and life. The pain never fully goes away, but it does get better. Way better. Our first response from Tall, Blonde, and Cute. When you're at your therapist, ask them what they think about you extending your car's warranty. We have been reaching out to you and think it's a great idea. There's nothing wrong with your feelings, just shows you are hurting still, but at the same time, you feel empathy for people and aren't a crappy person. Next advice comes from Switchboard Friend. It's human to feel different emotions. If you look at what you wrote here, you were glad that your ex and affair partner were hurting rather than the baby. You caught these negative emotions and put them in check when they started heading towards the innocent child, and that's commendable. You aren't trash. The trash took herself out a while ago and is now having to live with her poor decisions. You are human, and a pretty decent one at that. The negativity is because you haven't really got to go full no contact. With news this big, it's no wonder that your friend felt the need to share this with you. It did your recovery no favors though, because every time you get an update on her, and her life events, she just gets a little more space rent-free in your mind. This keeps bringing you back to the place you don't deserve to be and stops you moving on. It would be best if your friends didn't keep you abreast of her life and instead concentrated on helping you to make new and better memories. One more comment from Maddie Hippie Chick. You're fine. Totally understandable. You recognize that those feelings are incongruent with your true nature. Don't dwell on it.